Fly ball left field. Nate McLouth is there. And the magical season of the Baltimore Orioles continues.
Ball and 2 strikes on Gomes. Ground ball to first. There's Pierce. And the Orioles are champions of the AL East.
And everybody knows he's ready to fire on the first one. Bases loaded. Young swings, line drive. That is down and to the wall. Cruz is in. Pierce is in. Party around third. He's going to try to score. And safe. The Orioles have the lead.
With the first selection of the 2019 MLB Draft, the Baltimore Orioles select Adley Rutschman, a catcher from Oregon State University.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 49 of the Talking Birdie podcast. Ryan and Josh are here with you today. Something came up with Brad. I don't know what. Maybe he'll fill us in on it later. But for right now, you got me and Josh. Josh, how are you, buddy?
Doing good. A little disappointed Brad's not here because I didn't find out till Ryan texted me like 20 minutes ago. And
he said it in the chat that you're also a part of.
No, I know, but like even before that, it was like 20 minutes because we were expecting him at 8:30. Whatever, it's fine. See him next week for episode 50.
You better be here for episode 50.
Yeah, I know. As for myself, I'm kind of struggling with some snap-on vinyl flooring. I'm cutting around the doorways right now, and it's a little uneven. Apparently, our wall is not even either, so that's fun, and I'm just kind of leaving it. But around the doorways, I had to go buy a jigsaw and like try to get that right, and it's just not quite doing it. So I'm struggling with that. That's when you texted me that we're on right now. So I was like literally like on the saw. I needed a break from that thing. I want to finish it tomorrow though. Ryan, how are you doing?
Yeah, good playing, bud. Doing all right. Sorry, doing all right. Still getting over being sick. Yeah, I got nothing new to report, man. Not much going on in the life. I mean, I'm going away this weekend, so that's something fun.
Where are you going again?
Orlando.
Okay.
Me and my wife are doing Universal and Disney for our, we didn't go on a honeymoon when we got married. So this is like our honeymoon now because I think whatever day the 6th is, I think it's Tuesday, is our anniversary.
Oh, okay. So congratulations.
Thanks, bud. So yeah.
What are you doing in Orlando? Like Disneyland?
Yeah, we're going to Universal and Disney.
Okay.
We have all the stuff booked. I even have a reservation to do the lightsaber building thing at Galaxy's Edge.
Very nice. You'll have to send me that.
I can't wait for that. Yeah.
I wonder if they've changed it since they first opened it. I would assume so, but I had a buddy go down there like right when they first opened, and he did it. Said it was really cool. But I bet they've expanded options since then.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time, man.
Very cool.
It's gonna be a real fun time. That's about all I got though. Just working, typical normal shit.
Yeah, I get to. I'm not full time anymore. Just that work weekends until the 14th. We're going camping right before that. But me not like working like fully is kind of like weird because like I haven't done it in a couple of years, and then I'm just coming home and working on the house all the time. But I don't know, it's different. Like I don't think I want to work. That's like my life's goal is to find a way to not work. But it is nice to have something routine to go to every day.
I was looking through some stuff, looking for something, and I found this. This is the baseball that Nick Markakis flipped to me when I was like, I don't know, 12 years old, however old I was when I was at that game. And I know this because it's the only official Major League Baseball that I have. And it still has, now they have like the little printed on signature of the commish.
Yeah.
You can see it still has fucking Bud Selig's signature on there. So it's an old one. But yeah, I guess I better put this away before Zach Hampel breaks down my door.
Did you see the Portland Pickles banned him from
Yeah, did you see what the
Rockies?
it's the I can't remember where they're from, but the team name is the Disco Turkeys.
Yeah, they follow me.
Nice. They said he was bragging to somebody that was talking shit to him about how he batted 740 in high school,
Zach Campbell.
which lol. Yeah. They were making some joke about, oh, this guy doesn't play the game, he doesn't know shit. And he was like, well, actually, I batted 740 in high school, so and the Disco Turkeys account quote tweeted it and said that they would like to I actually want to get this right because it was a very funny tweet and I want to like to read it properly. So
I'm blocked on like 3 accounts by him. It's great.
that's hilarious. I guess I haven't harassed him enough.
But I haven't even heard. I never even like slid into like one of his things. I'll just like quote tweet something and it'll be like, "This guy's like a clown" or something like that, and I get blocked. He must just spend all day on Twitter.
He said, we're officially inviting at Zach Campbell to play a game with us on a Zach Campbell night in 2023. We've beat the system. This, assuming he says yes, is the only game in America where fans have a 0% chance of having to fight off Zach for a home run ball and ushers get an easy night.
That's great. That was fun to watch him with the Rockies. He told the usher or like the security guard, like, "Big L, you guys get a big L on fan service."
Yeah.
Use the internet language in person as an adult man.
I know. Imagine like saying that out loud.
You guys get a big L. What'd you do? Put your finger on his forehead? Not a good look. I mean, dude's a joke. Everyone knows it. I don't know if you saw the one thing that went kind of viral, some like reply to him, but he said like, I don't know what he said exactly, but someone said like, "I hope your dad's like proud of you" or something like that.
God,
and he said, "My dad's dead." And then some other guy came in and was like, "Yeah, good thing." So he didn't see what kind of a disappointment his son grew up to be.
Yeah. Yeah, that was brutal.
Brutal. You can't come back from that one.
No, you can't. You totally can't. But it's also kind of funny because I had a whole debacle in Tampa.
Just call it a debacle.
What am I supposed to say? Debacle.
Debacle. Yeah.
Okay, Louisville,
Debacle.
Mr. Norfolk,
Norfolk,
Mr. Louisville. I don't need
Louisville.
you of all people telling me how to pronounce things.
Debacle.
Whatever. Jesus Christ.
There's no K in there. Anyway, the debacle.
It's unnecessary. There's no reason for this.
There's no reason.
Yeah, I had a whole debacle in Tampa trying to find it. Basically, we searched all over for a Dick's Sporting Goods so that I could buy an official Major League Baseball. This is before I found this one, by the way, because if I was going to try to get like a Mountcastle or a Rutschman autograph, I wanted it to be on like a nice official ball. And so we finally found the Dicks, and we found the.
They sell them at Target. I'm pretty sure.
That's a lot.
So we finally found that, and I found out that an official Major League Baseball is $26.
Used to be 20
for one baseball. $26, and I had no idea. So I said, "Fuck this," and we left.
Smart decision. They make a killing on those for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, and then like I had a real dummy moment because after I decided, okay, no, I'm not going to buy this baseball. We're walking out of the Digs, which is in Tampa. Meanwhile, the stadium's in St. Pete, and it is 3 p.m. to go over for the game, which is at 4 p.m. And we're like walking out of this mall, and I'm like, oh, hey, guys, even if I did buy this baseball, it wouldn't have mattered because we would have needed to have been there like right now. And we're in Tampa. And then the other two guys were like, oh, yeah, that's true.
The true con of the stadium not being in Tampa. How are you going to buy a baseball right before the game?
Among many other things.
It's funny.
You better hope some fucking retiree has one they can sell you.
You can buy them at like Target. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if Walmart sells them, but I know Target used to sell them.
Parking situation at the Trop. One of the worst I've ever experienced at a baseball stadium.
How so?
You cannot pay to get into their lot. You have to be a season plan holder.
Really?
Yep. This is the only way you can get access to the parking pass to get in there.
I'll do you one better. Parking at Fenway, it's either on the street,
Non-existent.
non-existent. Yeah,
Non-existent.
they
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
true.
anything.
That's true.
Not a damn thing.
And then your alternative with that, if you want to park, is just using the predatory people that have space, and they say, "Oh yeah, you can give me $60 to stick your car here
for like 3 hours."
Yeah, we Ubered to and from both games just because
more cost efficient.
Yep, and then we could also drink as much as we want, and we wouldn't matter.
True.
And let me tell you, we took big advantage of that.
I got my free parking at Fenway, but I've told that story on here before.
I spent so much money on alcohol at that stadium, dude.
Made up for the parking.
Yeah. Yeah, we should have just driven. Kyle Stowers struck out again. That sucks.
He did walk earlier.
I'm ignoring this game. This game is dumb.
This game is dumb.
I hate it.
We have not talked about it yet, though. This Kyle Stowers game time bomb was awesome. It was so awesome.
Yeah, I was asleep.
I know. That made me sad because me and Brad were like blowing up the chat, and then I was like, Ryan would have seen these by now.
Yep. No, I didn't see him. But trying to read you guys' messages and figure out what happened was very confusing.
Because we just all cap Stowers the same way we do like don't.
Just you though. Like it was just you that said that. Like Brad didn't say anything about that was the thing that threw me off is Brad didn't say anything about Stowers. And he just went into like shitting on Ramon Arias. I was like, what happened? I don't understand what's going on in this game. Did we lose?
Is it over?
Like I couldn't figure it out. And then I had to, get on Twitter, and then I started to piece it together, and yeah, it was funny. Yeah, what a game, dude. Although it does kind of speak to the volatility of baseball that we have this incredible hashtag Orioles magic moment with that, and then now we're watching them in Cleveland just look completely and utterly inept.
Yeah, it's not a fun game to watch right now. Watkins was good through like 3 2/3, I think, and
he was perfect through 3.
Yeah, it just fell apart there and gave up, I think, a 5 spot, and Orioles are down 5-1, and I think the 5th or 6th right now. Yeah, I mean, the spirits are still semi-high after the last 2 series. We beat Houston in 3 games, beat Chicago in 3 games. The Houston series was nuts. We should have swept that series, to be honest. But
yeah, it's like I'm constantly with those things. I'm constantly like back and forth between like, hey, 2 out of 3 in Houston is an outstanding result, and also seeing how the final game played out and being like, we really should have swept them.
Yeah, I mean, it was Voth goes 6 2/3, and then they go Baker. Or no, he just started the 7th. Then they go Baker, and then Baker for some reason was the decision. I don't know why you don't go like either Tate or Perez. I think it was all righties up, so you would go Tate. Yeah. Don't know why you don't do that. I kind of buy into the philosophy of use your best pitcher when like the highest game situation is up, even if it's in the 7th inning. Yep. And the Orioles have the luxury of having multiple guys that you can use for that. Like Dylan Tate's a really good reliever, so is Seinel Perez, so is Felix. You might want to say Felix for the 9th, but you have Dylan Tate, and the bullpen had not pitched in like 3 days. So I don't understand that one at all. Brian Baker's not good.
He's not.
I saw someone say the expected numbers are all right, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about the expected numbers like ever. And the actual numbers aren't good.
Is his XFIP good? Gives a fuck. Shut up.
But Kramer goes 7, 6 2/3, something like that. I think it was 7.
I tell you what, dude. That series, first 2 games of the series, were fantastic results for the brand of this show.
Yes.
Because
Kramer and Bradish.
Yes. I am both a Dean Kramer and a Kyle Bradish simp.
Yeah.
And I am unapologetic about that. So watching my dudes do their thing like that against the best team in I think at the time the entire league is just incredibly satisfying, very vindicating to watch. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Bradish was, I mean, he was disgusting. He looked
really
every
was.
bit. He looked every bit a Cy Young winner out there.
And in all three starts, they were like under 90 pitches going into their
They were
final
extremely efficient. That's the key for Bradish right there.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be efficient. And if
I don't know
can,
if he gets like wild, but he gets like too cute with like hanging around in the strike zone.
He nibbles.
Like, he nibbles for sure. And he usually ends up in like a 2-1 count and has to make a good pitch. And he gets punished on that a lot. But when he's ahead in the count, he does awesome.
Yep. And when he's got that slide, the key for him is his slider.
Yep.
Every single slider he threw on, what was that? Friday, maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
Every single slider he threw was absolutely spot on. It was exactly where you wanted it to be. He either dotted it on the outside corner or threw it to make it look like it was a, low and away fastball that just darted into the left-handed batter's box. And he just, every single time, he had impeccable command of that slider.
I think it was Locked On O's who has 2 of the 3 hosts of the show blocked, but I think I saw him tweet that like the percentage was up in his highest 2 percentages of the slider in starts this year have been in the Cardinals start where he went like 7 innings, and then against the Astros where he went like 7 2/3, I think.
It was he went 8. He went 8 against the Astros.
He went a full 8. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to see him go 9, but no need. No need at all.
If he was carrying a no, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not maybe, definitely, but I mean, just lock it down. It's the most important thing is winning games, and I don't think it's gonna. I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. I don't know Kyle Bradish very well at all, but I think he'll be just as happy with 8 shutout innings compared to 9 shutout innings.
What did they put in? They didn't go straight to Bautista.
No, they went to Perez in the 9th.
Yeah, and Perez made it a little shaky, and they kept showing Bradish, and he was just like,
Yeah, I know.
Felix the GOAT, though.
Of course. You can always call on the mountain.
Always call on the mountain. I'm trying to think back to the White Sox series. I can't remember that series at all. Once you get back like an extra series, I just kind of forget the last one.
I know. Same.
Like the Stowers game was fun. I know Lyles went like 7 innings in that one. It was like that streak of like 4 starts in a row or 3 starts where they went over 7. And then Voth was 2 outs away from it, I think.
Yep.
Or an out away, 3 outs away. I don't know. Doesn't matter. He started the 7th. So
the fuck was that?
What?
I just heard honestly, I heard something from your.
It was my chair, probably.
It sounded like someone shooting a pneumatic staple gun. Honestly, it's like sounded like.
Yeah, it was definitely the chair. Try to do it again. Yeah, I don't know. There you go. Nothing.
That's not the same sound that I heard.
Not the same sound. Well, that was the chair.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Assessment of the Houston and Chicago series is literally nothing to speak of on the offensive front, which is
not a damn thing.
Carrying into this series, which is a shame because they're all of a sudden the whole team is cold, and you kind of see what happens when everyone decides they can't hit.
Yeah, I mean, like going into the season, like the steady thing that has to perform every day for this team to even like have a chance at games was the offense. And since the pitching's emerged, like, yeah, you can kind of get away with some colder parts of the lineup, but when the lineup comes in, or when the lineup's handed a game that's like 2-0 in the 8th inning, like it starts to look pretty rough because they just kind of disappear after they hit like a home run.
Do you think that's the product of the fact that this is such a young team that it seems that when they all fall into a slump, or when one falls into a slump, they kind of tend to all fall into a slump? Do you think that's a product of their age and their lack of experience?
I don't think so, because you got a lot of like veterans on this team. Like the really only young guys are like Mountcastle Adley, who is a best hitter, and like I don't know, I guess like Stowers and some of the younger guys like that. But largely, this is a veteran team that has seen its ups and downs, and like I think just we're facing harder competition. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're not like scouting good enough going into series or something. But like, yeah, literally the whole team like cannot get on base or score or hit in runners in scoring position right now. I don't know what it is exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather them fall into a little cold spell now than like really down the stretch. But like, it's going to be time for them very soon to start coming out of this.
If they can win the Toronto games, I think they have a really good shot. We might as well talk about the playoff picture now. We're still 2 games back. I can't remember what team is the third wild card. It's either Toronto or Seattle. I think they might be tied actually. But we have so many games against the Blue Jays still. So, I mean, even if going into the last week of the season, we're still down like 2 games, the Orioles can still make it up as long as the Jays are in one of those bottom spots. Because we still have, I think the last series of the year is 3 games against the Jays, 3 against the Yankees right before that. So, I mean, that'll be tough times. Let's not make it that close right there at the end, but hopefully we can hurdle one of those other teams.
Yeah.
It's tough, man, because like we don't play the Mariners anymore. We don't play the Rays anymore.
Nope.
And play a ton of games against the Jays, who are finally starting to like become a decent team. They were expected to like win the AL East this year. But I mean, yeah, they have to beat the Jays a bunch, and the offense needs to wake back up. The pitching can do what it's been doing, and they can make a legitimate run. It's just a lot of things have to go right.
I don't think so.
I'm on the edge now. I'm like 50-50 because like when this team like is firing, they can do it. And with so many games against the Jays, who they've kind of had their number this year.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You kind of make your whole case when you say when this team is firing because that there aren't
right.
They're usually not firing. So like that's the thing. I mean, that's it for me. That's why I don't think they get in.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. I mean, I've bought into the copium a little bit just on this last week. Like beating Houston and Chicago was huge. If like Houston takes 2 out of 3,
it's not coping. I think that's become too much of a buzzword.
Maybe, but like you look at this roster on paper, it's not a playoff team, but they're playing like one, and I guess I'm buying into it a little bit. But beating Houston's huge. If they take 2 out of 3, this is a lot less cool of a week, I guess.
Yeah, this is a shitty week, especially since it doesn't look like we're going to get Gunnar this year. That kind of blows. But do you want to have that discussion? Actually,
yeah, we can move that one up.
I'll let you go first and see if we're on the same page here.
Okay, so the Orioles basically had until today. Well, today would be the last day to call up Gunnar to like make him playoff eligible, I guess.
Tomorrow, like, it's tomorrow, but
the deadline cuts tomorrow. You know,
you kind of would have thought if it was going to happen, it would have happened at the beginning of this series, not for game 2.
Right, like today's Tuesday, minor league call-ups are usually on Monday. They made a slew of moves, but Gunnar was not one of them.
Don't fucking care. We're not talking about it.
No, but yeah, Gunnar not being one, that's very disappointing because he instantly makes the team better. He keeps his. If you replace Odor with Gunnar, I think so.
I don't know. I think we probably get the same thing out of Gunnar and Odor right now.
It just depends on
long term, no.
Yeah.
But dude, Adley was atrocious for like a month and a half when he came up.
That's what my next point was like, it depends on how long his, fixation period is to like adjust to major league pitching. Like you said, Adley took about a month and a half and then he was great. We don't have that kind of time with Gunnar this year.
Right.
There's only a month left in the season. So, I mean, am I disappointed he's not up? Yes. Am I militant about it? No, because we know he's going to be up at least most of next year. They're probably going to try to do the same thing with Adley that they did with Adley this year. Preferably opening day, he's up. That makes the most sense, I think. But yeah, disappointing, but I guess I'll have to let it go.
I feel like I kind of expected us to have different takes on this, but you almost took the words right out of my mouth. Like I'm bummed about it, but I don't see it as an atrocious, game staff in management for not calling him up. Like it's so tough, man. And also, like, do you want to put pressure like that on a 21-year-old kid? I know it worked out with Manny because I know that's what everyone's going to say. Like, oh, they called him up in a playoff chase. And it's like, yeah, well, Dan Duquette was also a terrible fucking GM. That one worked out for him. Good job, Dan. Way to go. So I understand why people immediately want to jump to that. You know, it's a very similar parallel, you know, between the situations. You know, they're both upstart teams that nobody kind of really expected to compete. And it was like all of a sudden late in the year, we kind of find ourselves in this situation. There's a lot of parallels, like I said, but yeah, it worked out for Dan with Manny. I don't think you do any lasting damage to Gunnar because it's not like you're saying, you know, it's not like he just got to Double A, and then
It's
you're
not like what
like,
they did with Torkelson either, where they just handed him first base. They did the whole Miggy changing of the guard thing, and then he was just awful for like
yeah,
6 months.
yeah. I mean, and that's kind of the risk you run. That's the thing with baseball players, man. Every baseball player is so volatile. You don't know. You can't compare a player's situation to another because it's just you just don't know
Yeah,
if that's how he's going to respond. So I saw somebody say it today, and I think it's a pretty good way of looking at it. Like, you kind of just, as a fan, have to like realize that you do not have access to all the information. There's so much more going on than just the numbers he's putting up every day, which are outstanding. I don't get me wrong. I think he is ready to come up, but I don't think a playoff chase where you already have so many inexperienced players, I don't think it's the best situation, especially when there's going to be tons of expectation heaped on him from the fans immediately. And I don't think it's a good situation mentally for him. I don't know much about Gunnar Henderson, but I think we've talked about this plenty of times before, which is why the treatment of minor league players is so baffling. Baseball is such a cerebral game.
they are rumoring to get a union.
I hope that happens. But baseball is such a cerebral mental game that you have to, if you expect your players to thrive, you have to care for their, you know, their mental situation, and that may ensure that they don't put too much pressure on themselves, and you kind of have to limit their exposure to outside pressures. So I want to say that that's probably what's going on here, because I don't think anyone could probably make a case that the reason he hasn't been called up is because of his performance.
Yeah, he's been outstanding across the board, pretty much
Yep.
in every aspect. He's hitting lefties now.
Yeah, really hitting lefties.
Yeah, and when I start to get like, I don't know, not worked up, but like, you know, like why isn't he up here? Like he's like would be better than Odor as an option, but like we said it at the beginning of the year. That's what I keep thinking back to, like kind of temper myself, is like if he finished the year and played like most of his games at AAA this year, absolute win. That's what we expected from him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's been more than successful at AAA. He's been dominating, and he'll be like, I don't know if he'll win Triple League or International League MVP, but he'll be in the contention. I just don't know if he played enough games.
Will be.
Yeah, I don't know if he played enough games or not, but yeah, that's just kind of what I keep thinking back to like kind of temper the emotions about it, because like I mean he's had like what, a 900 some OPS at AAA
right around 900. Yep.
right around 900, and I don't know, Orioles just keep seeming to like find these guys. Like, I'm not saying find Gunnar because they drafted him with these expectations, I guess, but I mean Vavra did it this year in AAA, Stowers did it, now Gunnar's doing it, Westberg's hanging around there, they just called Kowser up.
Gunnar, I think Gunnar is already exceeding expectations.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know they took him in the comp round, and there was the whole, you know, bunch of people doing the whole like, well, we know we projected him as a first round talent, and you know his college commitment to Auburn and blah 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 blah. But you know, the fact remains he still fell. He still is not a first round pick. So yeah, you're right. I think he is becoming more of a more of a sure thing than I think any of us expected him to be.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially when you take a high school player. You really never know with those guys.
yeah, and he led off the year in the 80s for a top 100 prospect or something like that.
Yeah.
Since about the midway point of the year, about when he started succeeding at AAA, he jumped all the way to top 5. Now he's number 2 on Pipeline. He's number 1 on Baseball America. I mean, you can't really be disappointed with the season he's had. I don't think anyone is with the performance, but I mean, him staying in AAA does not hurt him in the way where we thought like where Adley was kind of wasting away in AAA, like especially with Stowers and people are more demanding to bring up those guys because they're so much older. But Gunner's 22.
He's not 22 yet.
Didn't you just turn 22?
I don't think so. I think he's 21 still.
Yeah, they just turned 22. Or I think you're right. I think he is 21. Let me double check because
he was 20 to start the year, so there's no way.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Then. Okay, I knew he like turned at some point, but yeah 21.
He turned 21 this year. Yeah, he's a young guy. He's got time. I mean, if they play games with him next, going into spring training and opening day next year, I might change my tune a little bit, but I don't see that happening. We've already gotten explicit, statements from the GM, and we're going to add players. We're going to spend money. I mean, that's about as clear cut as it can get. So if we're in fucking full send it mode, then I have trouble envisioning a scenario in which they play games with Gunnar.
Yeah, any situation where he's like healthy to start next year, unless they really make like a radical change to the infield, which I don't see them fully reworking the infield. No reason he shouldn't be on the opening day roster. If not in April, he should be on the Orioles.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to not be. But honestly, there's no reason, like you said, barring injury, there's no reason for him to not be on the Orioles on the opening day roster.
Yep.
There's none, barring injury, of course.
Correct.
Yeah. Sorry if you wanted a more controversial take out of that, but that's what we've got. And if you want to be mad about it, go be mad about it in our replies on Twitter. Give us something to talk about.
It's nice that the beat reporters and stuff didn't try to like justify this in any other way, like they did with like the Jemai Jones thing, where they're like he needs to work on his defense in AAA. Like not actual words from the GM. They just were like, this has to happen, so we'll cover for the front office. But they're not doing that with Gunnar. Like everyone knows he's performing the way that would be suited for a call up, I guess. But, so at least no one's lying.
Yeah, a little more clarity for sure.
Yep.
I am terrified of James Karinchak.
He's a scary man.
He's very scary. No man that wears pants that tight should have that kind of confidence.
He's unstable.
Very. I mean, him and Chris Sale would be really good friends.
Oh yeah,
they could help each other cut up bodies in their basements.
Bodies and jerseys.
Put the bodies in jerseys and you can cut them both up at the same time.
Oh, there you go.
I hate the shift. I fucking hate the shift. God damn it.
What happened?
They just hit a piss rocket in the left field, but there was a fucking second baseman standing there.
Happens.
Did you watch the show Outer Banks?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Because I think that one of the reasons it bothers me so much is that there's a character on Outer Banks, and Karinchak looks a lot like that guy. He's a bad dude. He shoots a cop.
What's the character's name?
Rafe, I think is his name. Rafe. I don't know where they come up with these names.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Like the face is shockingly close.
Yes.
I think Karinchak goes with like the mohawk, but like he wears a hat. So
yeah, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, that's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I did an audible during the the intros, I threw on the Ryan Mountcastle category that has seemed to garner some traction the last couple days. I think yours. I think your I don't know, the way you described it to me would be a better way to lead this off. So if you would just talk about, thoughts on your thoughts on Mountcastle right now.
How did I describe it to you?
You're no longer excited for at-bats.
Oh, yeah. Um, yeah, my opinion of Mountcastle has just done a complete and total 180. It's he's my favorite player. Probably still is. I don't know. Adley's probably taking that over, but who doesn't love Adley? But when he's called up, I was like, you and me have had this discussion last week, actually, because I realized finally that I am dealing with severe prospect emotional trauma from DL Hall. And I brought up Mountcastle too, because sometimes you just latch on, and that is kind of what happened with Mountcastle. I don't even know how it happened. He's just like, my guy. It's just and so I've been following him very closely, like to watch him every time he plays. And man, it's tough going for him right now, man.
It's
really tough. It's tough to watch. He looks lost. He looks as bad as like Adam Jones at his worst, I guess. Like, I don't know if you remember AJ or like much of AJ, but he was you could throw any right-hander could throw that guy's slider low and away, and he's swinging at it and he's missing it. And that's what we're seeing with Mountcastle right now. The whole league has adjusted to him severely. I can't remember the last time I've seen him get a first pitch fastball, just because they know how aggressive he is. They know he's probably going to rip at the first pitch. So throw him some junk outside. He's getting himself out consistently. And pitchers know that. He's making it easy to be pitched to. And while it's entirely premature to start talking about moving on from him, particularly because who the hell's playing first base? Beside that, you have a good hitter there. You just have a guy that really needs some coaching. I think our hitting coaches have done a pretty good job in their first year with the team. They're both really young guys. But man, he needs, I don't know what he needs. I'm not a coach. I don't know how this all works, but he's got to figure something out in regards to pitch recognition, man, because he's unwatchable right now.
I'm realizing a very sad truth right now, and that's that every criticism I've made of Jorge Mateo's hitting ability is doubly true for Mountcastle. Maybe not doubly, but also true for Mountcastle. You look at the on-base percentage, under 300. He's not, the K to walk rate is not good at all. I think his K rate's actually down from last year, but the walk rate's also down. So whatever that means. You look at the baseball savant numbers, they're actually like really good compared to last year, but the results are not there. His OPS has fallen down to a league average 100. OPS is 712. It's down 84 points from last year. Everything you've said is entirely true. Like, it's just not there right now. And the coaching would be a great step forward. But, I think talks about moving on from him is very premature. Like you said, dude hit 33 bombs last year, had a great season as a rookie. Just hasn't found it this year, whatever it is. Like, terrible middle of the season. He had a terrible April as usual, but where he made up for it last year was when he had just like a hot month of June, and then he had a hot month of August, and like he would alternate months at the very least. But None of that this year. He never went on a streak. You would go up, he'd come up to bat last year, and like every time he'd come up, you'd like kind of get the sense like, oh, he's about to like he can hit a double or he can change the game right now. Not the same sentiment this year, not even close.
Now I see him step up to the plate, and I think maybe he won't strike out.
Yeah, it's like I hope you get like a single or something just so I can like feel a little better about your next at bat.
Yeah, it was something positive to build on. It's yeah, I it's sad. It really is because this team is on the ups right now, and a Ryan Mountcastle that's hitting would be quite beneficial, especially to a team that cannot score runs for to save their fucking lives right now.
Yeah, and I didn't realize his second half was like so much worse than his first half. His first half,
so bad.
Yeah, first half, 786 OPS, batting 273, 310 on base, 476 slugging. His second half numbers are around half of that. 172 batting average, 245 on base, 289 slugging from our 39 home run or 33 home run rookie. 534 OPS in the last 33 games.
Yeah, he's got a Jorge Mateo OPS.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, his July was brutal. 541 OPS in the whole month. If he has like a blistering September, we're probably not talking about this in the same way at all. But September's tomorrow, so let's get it going, Manny.
Yeah, but if he does, what does that start another conversation of is he too streaky of a hitter?
No, because like when we look back at the numbers, we're not going to think that. But like I think his stereotype at this point is like bad in April, starts catching fire in May, and like from there it's like who knows? Because this May was actually really good this year, but last year he would at least alternate the hot months, and this year there hasn't been one. So next year's like, what's he going to do? 50-50.
You really have no idea.
No idea. It's just
man, it's tough.
So it just tough. Further proves that baseball savant is not the end all be all because his savant numbers are great this year.
Savant numbers are what you'd expect from him.
I'm pulling them up right now. So he's red in outs above average somehow, 83rd percentile, barrier percentage 90.
He's a good defender. That's how.
Yeah, he's been a lot better this year, at least in that regard. Average exit velo 84, max exit velo 82, hard hit percentage 75, xWOBA 80, expected batting average 85, expected slugging 90. But it's the other ones that kill him. It's the K rate, it's the walk rate, it's the whiff percentage, it's the chase rate. He is very cold in all four of those. But I mean, true outcome hitter, I guess, who doesn't walk. He's missing that aspect of the game.
So he's a two true outcome hitter, basically. Instead of three.
Yep. Entirely.
It's unfortunate, but it's times like these where I have to remember that I signed up for this emotional trauma of being a sports fan. I did this to myself.
Important note, if he played in Cincinnati, he would have almost double the amount of home runs, and that would vastly change his numbers.
Cool. Thanks, Josh.
You'd have 30 home runs right now.
Cool. Also, super cool. Rock. Shut up. He's the worst.
What did he do?
He's just, in the midst of the Orioles having one hit and about to be shit down and about to have shit pushed down their throats by Emmanuel Clase or Clase, however you pronounce that.
30 in the ninth?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god!
The game started at 6, man.
Jeez.
Yeah. Talking about how Gunnar has 3 hits in Norfolk tonight.
What a punch in the mouth!
I know, he's such a cock. Fuck you, Rock. I hope you listen to this.
I think people over exaggerate when they say like so and so on the broadcast hitting mute, and like Yeah, I've thought that when like Garceau's on the broadcast, but I've never actually done it. When Rock is on the broadcast, I literally will not listen to it. I cannot stand just listening to that man.
You know, when he's on the broadcast is when I find him the most tolerable. I don't actually think he does that bad of a job.
I just, because of his Twitter personality, I don't want to listen to him.
Sure. And I still hate that. But like I don't know. I think when he fills in on the broadcast, I think he does a fine job. I don't
He does a
think there's
competent
anything
job.
wrong
I
with
just
the
don't
way
like him.
Yeah. Of course, that's fine.
It's more of a me thing than it
Completely.
is a him thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Retarded.
So yeah. Do we want to talk about my silly note, or we just want to skip over that?
You can say whatever you want about that. We kind of did a little piece on it last week, but if you have
I
more
don't
to
really.
say,
Nah, not really.
okay.
Not really. I don't feel like going off.
For those
Going,
listening, it's fuck Stephen Kwan and the Guardians admin. All my homies hate Stephen Kwan and the Guardians admin.
It's a little long-winded, but I had to get my full thoughts out there.
Hey, you're saying
Basically,
you're speaking from the heart.
yes, correct, exactly. Strikeout incoming for Taunt.
Don't. The high
Ground out,
cheese.
close enough. Oh! Have you tried being taller, Naylor?
What happened?
Second base. Easy ground out. Second baseman just yeeted it over his head.
Nice.
So Taunt is on first.
Taunt. We just need like 3 more taunts to come up.
How do you? Yeah, seriously, just simply be taller.
Simply be taunt.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Taunt?
Josh Naylor.
He's massive. Like he hits tanks too.
Yeah, he did tonight. Sadly. Oh, Ramon. Anyway,
What did he do?
swing and miss at a first pitch slider.
Talk about a guy who needs
I'm
to like
just being
when he's good, the offense is good for whatever reason. Or like we win games when Ramon Urias,
yeah,
I guess is what I'm saying.
yeah. You're actually Ramon. Jesus Christ.
On our win streak, Ramon was like by far the best hitter, and like one of the best hitters in baseball.
Yeah,
and he has not been there since then.
He's fantastic. But again, that these guys have trouble getting out of cold streaks.
Yeah. I wrote a note about September's schedule. Kind of hit on it earlier, where you play a lot of Toronto games. I think we have
Lots of Toronto.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more games against Toronto, all in September and October. That's crazy. If like one team were to like win 8 out of 10 of those, the wild card's decided. That's it. It's nuts. I think we're 11-3 against them this year.
No, we haven't even played them that much.
Not 11-3. Who am I thinking of? I don't know. 8-3 maybe is the record. That makes more sense.
Something like that. Sure. Yeah, I'll buy that. Whatever.
But after Cleveland, what?
Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm going to read the entire schedule. So
just get that out of the way then.
All right. 3 games against Cleveland, 3 against Oakland, 4 against Toronto, 3 against Boston, 2 against Washington, 3 against Toronto, 3 against Detroit, 4 against Houston, 3 against Boston, 4, my bad, 3 against Yankees, and then 3 against Toronto. There's some very winnable, sweepable series in there, man.
Yeah, if they
hit onto. If they hit. Just a lot of bad pitching in Oakland, a lot of bad pitching in Washington, in Detroit. Boston doesn't really have a lot of pitching going for them right now. So, I mean, like, those are things to look up to. Huh?
Washington is so bad.
They're awful, man. Oakland's playing Washington right now in Washington. And, like, I saw the Oakland A's rants or whatever Twitter account post, like, the Tank Bowl is here.
Mm-hmm. See how empty that stadium is too.
Nobody in there, man.
Yeah, which is hilarious. After that one account was like, "See, this is a baseball city. We haven't given up on the Nationals," and like posting attendance figures from their series against the Padres, which just so happened to feature the return of Juan Soto. I wonder why people were there.
No idea, man. And like people like Manny Machado, so they were there too.
Yeah, I mean, how many Oriole fans in the area were just like, "Oh, let's go watch Manny play tonight."
Right.
I'm sure not a ton, but I can imagine it being playing a part.
They made up some percentage of the population.
Some, yeah.
So yeah, that's the September schedule. Part of why I'm buying into Copium a little bit is how easy some of those series are.
Yeah, easy.
If they beat like Houston that month and they take care of business in like the bad series, like it's a good month, and they probably, I don't know.
They're not making the playoffs.
I'm trying to like trick myself into it, man.
They're not.
But you got to believe a little.
They're not.
Okay. Well, I've been convinced.
I'm happy for you, but no,
Okay. Okay.
it's not happening, my brother.
Tell me about the promotions this month or this week, Ryan, since you're so excited about them.
Promotions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
I'm
big
sorry.
news.
You're like you said.
Big hashtag Orioles news.
The okay promotions. I sorry. Yeah, when you said promotions, I was like for some reason, like I was thinking giveaways, like promotions. Like what are we?
Oh, not promotional.
What are we talking about here? Yeah, I get it now.
I got a promotion at work.
Yeah. Well, you probably did, Mr. Captain of the Good News.
I'm getting a new job. It's not a promotion.
So, an Orioles account.
You could say who it is. I mean, they put us out on the limb there.
They really did. It did not sit well with me the way they were hyping things up and doing the fucking RDT eyeball emojis and big stuff is happening tomorrow. And when you know that this whole fan base is like whipped up into a frenzy about the possibility of, oh wow, the game's over already.
Jeez.
The possibility of, a Henderson promotion and your big news, your fucking
Big hashtag
is,
Orioles news.
Some guys getting promoted to Norfolk. I'm sorry. That's great. It's fantastic, but the goal is not to have a good AAA team. The goal is to have a good major league team.
Like a lot of people at this point of the season are not interested in the prospect call-ups so much as they are like, from the minors to the majors, obviously.
Yeah, because it's like it doesn't matter right now. Yeah, when the team's up fucking 120 losses in, it's like, well, what am I going to focus on? Oh, okay, I'll look at this. I'll watch this prospect play because at least it's something for later. But this team's in the thick of a wild card hunt, and I know I just got done saying that they're not going to make the playoffs. That doesn't matter what I think, because they should still be putting their best foot forward, and like the focus should be on the major league team and their incredibly improbable wildcard chase. So, sorry, I don't care. I don't.
Cowser and Ortiz to Norfolk. At least Cowser maybe works his way into opening day conversations next year. I'm inclined to say probably not, though.
Congratulations to Colton Cowser on making the opening day roster of the Cleveland Guardians. after he's shipped there for Shane
Yeah, I was
Bieber.
like, where are we going here? Might want to get Cal Quantrill. He just held us to like 1 run over 6 innings.
Whatever.
Whenever he came out.
It's fine. Congratulations, Colton Cowser, on making the starting lineup in the fucking opening day roster of the Miami Marlins.
There you go. I was going to say, Colton Cowser, you are a Miami Marlin.
Yes. Congratulations, Colton. We all knew you could do it.
The Cardinals love you.
Yeah.
You dick.
Hell yeah!
Judd Fabian to Aberdeen. Anyone care?
Nope. Talk to me when he gets called up.
Speaking of call-ups, or therefore lack of call-ups, our final note is that since Brad's not here, no fantasy, but Connor Norby had an incredible week. He dropped 50 points on us. And, at the end of the tallies for this week, Brad was up like 93 points. I don't know what my own and Ryan's are. I don't think Ryan did particularly well. But I had the Adley and Cowser, Fabian, who all performed quite well this week. Maybe not Adley so much, but I thought I had a chance. I don't know. Let's see. But Connor Norby maybe should have been in the same conversation in Norfolk. It was funny, all the tweets like, there's a lot of infielders there at Norfolk. See them all? One of them's going to come up.
Yeah.
Happen.
Imagine being so stupid you thought that's what would happen.
Got tricked after the call-up announcement, like, they're not done yet, though.
Yeah. Oh, Daryl Hernandez is moving to Aberdeen or to Bowie. That was the fucking big
hashtag Orioles news.
Where'd the notes go, Josh?
I just erased them. We're out of notes.
Oh, okay.
Got to prep for the YouTube description.
Ooh.
I always put a description.
No, I was saying ooh because I realized I had Gene Kramer.
You got 1 W. You got 10 points out of Kramer, but you had Ortiz, who I guess did well as well. But Mountcastle and then Holiday was not great. And Delmarva, his first week of pro affiliated single A ball, I guess.
Mountcastle was terrible. He's fucking unwatchable right now. Genuinely. So sad.
We just did 10 minutes on this.
And I still can't believe
He's fucking terrible.
I still can't believe it. Again, I did this to myself. I could have gotten interested in something else, but I decided that sports was the way to go.
What do you think they should do with DL Hall the rest of the way?
You're going to do this to me now?
You already talked about DL today.
I made a reference to him.
You made a reference, and I think he's the kind of in limbo piece right now, where he spent the entire year in AAA. He got his feet wet with 1 start in the majors. That means he's ready for a Cy Young.
That was terrible, by the way.
They said they were going to use him in this relief role down the stretch, and he hasn't been back since. So I don't know what's up there. But what would you do?
Because he's still fucking walking guys like he's Pantera. I don't know what you want me to say. He's not good enough right now.
Is he better than Brian Baker?
I don't think he is.
No?
No. I really don't.
But his ex-fit bro from that 1 start.
I don't even know what that means. So
tell it to someone else.
Yes, please. Yeah, he's just not good right now. He's just not good enough. If it was at this point, I don't see the purpose in the whole relief thing. Just leave him down. Let him fucking get in the lab in the offseason or something. I don't know. Let him try to figure it out next year. He's just not good enough. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. If the rotation wasn't like so surprisingly overperforming, he might have got like more of a shot this year, but there wasn't as much of a demand for him.
Yeah, I mean, genuinely, I can't believe I'm saying this. I really can't. But given the way things have transpired, Who are you removing from this rotation right now to put DL Hall in there?
It's not Austin Voth. It's not Jordan Lyles. It's not Spencer Watkins. It's not Bradish because he's the same boat as DL. You're not going to replace the guy you're kind of nurturing with that. And it's not Kramer, who's been our best pitcher.
Yeah.
Watkins has pitched as a MLB average, maybe a little bit above that. Voth has been an all-star caliber starting pitcher for us since we got him. Lyles has been what Lyles does, innings consumer.
Mm-hmm. Innings connoisseur, Jordan Lyles.
Innings connoisseur. And then Dean Kramer has kind of solidified his, at least for part of next year, part of the rotation.
He's got that dog in him.
He does have that dog in him. Thank you, Brad, for joining us this evening.
I forgot to clip out He's Got a Taste, bro. I know you sent it to me, but I didn't put it in the soundboard.
I was going to say, it's sitting in the emails.
I know. I don't know how I'm going to use that, but just, I don't know if it's I think it was just the way he said. He's got a taste, bro.
Because he was being goofy in that conversation, and then he just goes, "Yeah, he's got a taste, bro." Jonathan Arauz, he's got a taste.
I'll figure out a way to work it in there somehow.
Well, anytime we say like when we do like off-season stuff, it's like, yeah, Judd Fabian got a little time in Aberdeen. He's got a taste, bro.
Yeah. DL Hall got his feet wet in the major leagues. Got a taste. Little taste, bro.
Little taste. Adley this year, he got a whole plateful, not just a taste.
He's consuming almost as much as Jordan Lyles is right now. Adley is that meme of Arthur in the fridge shoving an entire thing of cake in his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, that's Adley."
Just so happy we can play him 3 days straight now.
Hey, look, man, it's annoying. The problem is not Adley not catching enough. The problem is the drop off when we put the backup catcher in.
This is true.
We need a better backup catcher, and it will not matter as much because they are at least still DHing Adley almost every time.
I'm glad we get to still have the backup catcher conversation this offseason too, because the hole is so apparent. So they're going to have to fill it with something. Maybe they use one of the internal guys, man. Like Maverick Hanley's had a very good season. Like Brett Cumberland's just kind of been milling about in AAA. I don't know if he's the solution necessarily, but they might just plug random guys from the organization.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I mean, it seems as effective as like Robinson Chirinos or like, you know how shallow the catcher market is just across baseball? Obviously you do know, but I mean, it's incredibly shallow. Like you're just better off throwing the career minor leaguers in there.
Mm-hmm.
The defense maybe suffers sometimes. You got that with like Austin Wynns and Severino and I don't know, whatever those cases are. But
really, do you care about anything but defense when you put the backup catcher in? I don't care if the backup catcher can't hit. I mean, I know it's like my whole brand is only wanting players that can hit, but like the backup catcher is not someone that I factor into that.
Yeah. Chirinos is like below average defensive catcher and like an average catcher at the plate, I guess. I think his WAR this year's like barely above positive, but I don't know how. But I've seen a lot more people talking about Anthony Bemboom. Should have been the catcher this year for backup.
Psychotic behavior. That's just classic case of the other guy, like the grass is greener type of thing.
I mean, he was a better framer, and a lot of the pitchers had a lot better numbers with Bemboom. Like, not better than Adley, but, like, compared to Chirinos. Whatever. We'll see next year. Austin Wynns has been playing games with the Giants.
Yeah, I saw.
Interesting. I, had a Giants-Angels game on, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and just Austin Wynns was on my TV, and I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be in Korea.
Yeah, it's... I would like that clipped out as well. You're supposed to be in Korea.
Wait a minute. All right. This 20-minute episode should be concluding.
Yeah, I told you. It never happens that way.
Never happens.
So, all right. I guess we can wrap this shit up. Hopefully Brad is back next week for episode 50. I don't know what we're gonna do. Probably
We're
is
gonna
gonna
get
do
a
the same
cake.
thing as usual, but are we?
No.
No.
If we were
See,
all
don't
together,
excite me like
maybe.
that.
But if we were together,
Well, Josh, don't you
I'm not
make
coming
that
down there.
Whew. That's
Shit, am I gonna be at episode 50?
You better be, bitch.
I'm going camping next week early.
Oh my god. Go sleep in the fucking backyard. Don't go camping. You
We
nerd.
record on like Saturday night. I should be good, but like I don't know if we want to do that.
I'm not gonna be here Saturday night. I'll be in fucking Florida.
Could delay episode 50 another week. Because that sounds great in the middle of the playoff chase.
Yeah. Fantastic idea, Josh.
We'll assess later.
You always come up with the best ideas.
I do.
Yeah.
What you
Anyways.
doing? Okay.
Literally nothing. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks for showing up, listening to these two idiots talk about some baseball. Follow us, the usual accounts, Podcast Birdie, Attestados, Ryan Set 094, and KU Brad Wandell. Josh, you have anything else to add?
I do not.
Cool.
Beat Cleveland. I can't go to those games anymore. I don't live there. Beat Cleveland.
I hope. Well, it's not looking good, but yeah, beat Cleveland, I guess. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. We'll see you later.